Hey, this is Derek Dupker with ExcuseProof Fitness, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you some insights on how you can choose the best possible health and fitness goals for your lifestyle and your needs. Now, one of the things that I talk about in my books, How to Stick to a Diet and 50 Fitness Tips You Wish You Knew, is the way to go about setting and reaching goals. Now, I see people make basically one of two mistakes, and that is they go to either one of these extremes. One extreme is they stay within their comfort zone, they don't challenge themselves, they take it easy, and in a sense they don't ever see results. Now, this makes a lot of sense. If a person doesn't set a high standard for themselves or really push themselves, they're not going to get anywhere. But the other extreme that I see are people that they get really gung-ho, especially with it being a New Year's and making a New Year's resolution, and they want to change a bunch of stuff all at once. They say, I'm finally going to get in great shape, now's the time. So they want to do a complete diet overhaul, going to start exercising, and so they take on a bunch of changes all at once. Now, there's actually some benefits to doing this, which I'm going to talk about, but one of the downsides of going too far to that extreme is that a person gets overwhelmed with stuff. They might be really excited at first, but then they have their family, they have their work commitments, they have all these other priorities in their life, and then they're just not able to make those healthy habits stick. I'm going to show you how to avoid each one of these obstacles. And the way that I look at it, my perspective, is that it's all about stretching the comfort zone but not breaking it. So here's the thing: if a person stays within their comfort zone, if their comfort zone is this little bubble and they don't push against it, they don't stretch it, they just stay where they're comfortable at, then they're not going to make much progress. It actually takes a certain amount of stress, like a beneficial stress, in order for a person to get excited. And if you think about it, I mean, what's more exciting, losing 30 pounds in 3 months or losing 30 pounds over the course of 3 years? Now, I talk about the importance of making gradual changes, but there is something beneficial to really kind of pushing yourself and setting a bigger goal, because it's just easier to get fired up about that stuff. And that fired up, excited feeling is what we want. So we want something that's going to be challenging and make us feel that sense of accomplishment once we've actually accomplished that goal. So that's one of the reasons why a person needs to push their comfort zone. Obviously, if they break their comfort zone, they're going to get overwhelmed and give up on it. So we want to find that nice balance. And it's not really any different than going to a gym and lifting weights. The person, if they want to get stronger or more fit, they're going to need some level of resistance that they have to push through and overcome. And so if you have that bubble of the comfort zone, a person needs to go up to the edge, go to the edge of your comfort zone and start to push against it when a person feels that resistance. So once again, using the gym example, if a person goes in the gym, they just grab some pink dumbbells and start tossing them around and not really taking it seriously, they're not going to get results. But if a person's never lifted weights before and they put 300 pounds on a bench press, then it's going to crush them. So we want to find that sweet point, that sweet spot where it's just the right amount of resistance to where a person can successfully overcome the resistance, but that level of resistance is what makes them stronger. My advice for this when it comes to setting goals, just pick one or two things a month that you want to change that are going to push your comfort zone but not break it. And the reason why we only want to pick one or two things a month and do this gradually is the gradual process is going to make it easier to stick with and not get overwhelmed by just picking one or two things. But those things should be challenging. And I fear that sometimes when I talk about making gradual changes that a person might think I'm talking about taking it easy, and that's not the case. This is going to be a challenge. It is going to be some work. So a good example of this could be someone that says, okay, at least 5 days a week, I'm going to have a smoothie for breakfast, a vegetable green smoothie, stick some protein powder in there. This will be something that'll be quick. I know I can do it. I know I can get it done, but I'm not getting enough vegetables in my diet right now, so I can make a smoothie, and I know this is something that I can do. So they say, okay, 5 days a week. That's going to be a challenge to do, but I know I can do it. And what this allows a person to do is, by the time they do that over the course of a month, so they've gotten at least 20 days where they made this green vegetable smoothie for breakfast, they'll look back and they can feel a sense of accomplishment, like, wow, I just got more vegetables this last month than I've gotten in the past year before that. And at the same time though, because it's only one change, it's only just one thing that I got to do when I wake up, before I go to work, whatever, they didn't get overwhelmed with like 20 different things that they're trying to change with their diet or with their health. It was just one thing that they had to focus on, but it was a challenge, and there were probably days where they would encounter some resistance. Maybe they wanted to sleep in, or maybe there were days where they were in a rush to get out the door and they didn't necessarily have time to make that smoothie. So then they thought to themselves, okay, I gotta make up for this the next day, or I gotta work around this. So this is just an example. What it's going to be for you is unique to you. If you want more health and fitness tips and motivation tips, you can check out my book, How to Stick to a Diet, as well as my new book, which was a #1 bestseller on Amazon, 50 Fitness Tips You Wish You Knew. You can also check out ExcuseProof.com for a free survival guide. And I have a podcast up now on sticking to a New Year's resolution where I talk about some of this stuff in more detail, so I'll include a link to that below. Take care.